As always, Ted, kick us off. Who do you have as your winner of the week?
History book watch. Shohei Ohtani is he's close. 48 homers, 48 stolen bases, trying to become the first 50-50 player in history. There's 11 games left. He had a little bit of a drought, but then hit a home run last night. So two homers away, two stolen bases away. How do you feel about it, Gabe? Is he going to hit it?
I would be shocked if he didn't. And it's a great reminder. This dude is insanely good at baseball.
Insanely good. Yep.
He's not even pitching this year, which was the whole other element that made him the most ridiculous baseball player ever. And it's like he went, oh, I don't have to worry about pitching this season. Let me just do something that's never been done before in the sport. Guy's insane, dude. It's
It's
ridiculous.
crazy. Which kind of brings me to my frustration is Major League Baseball does a horrible job at showcasing their talent. I mean, unless you're a baseball fan, I mean, there's some general sports fans out there that see and know some baseball stuff, but like if you're walking around and you just ask a random person off the street if they know who like Aaron Rodgers is, or I don't know, pick any top football player, most people are going to know the person. There's a lot of people who have no idea who Shohei Ohtani is, and that's Major League Baseball's fault.
Agreed. I don't, and it feels like it's been that way for years. I mean,
Yeah.
how many years in a row was it? Hey, do you even know what Mike Trout looks like? Do you know what his voice sounds like? And maybe some of that was on him,
Yeah.
but Otani is, I mean, he is a generational guy. And also, there's no reason that Bobby Witt Jr. isn't famous across the United States.
What a year. Incredible.
Incredible player. Like he's young, got a great personality. He should be more famous. Major League Baseball, do better.
Yeah. It's baseball's so weird. It's, and it doesn't help that it's so long and like, the season starts off as like NBA, March Madness, all of that stuff is important. So it's like, it's not important yet. But then by the time it does get important, it's like football's going and you're just never going to be able to outdo that. So I don't know. It's just in deep summer, everyone's taking vacations, and I don't know the schedule for them doesn't match up very well on the calendar, but they still do a very poor job at showcasing their top players.
What do you think that Otani 50th home run ball is going to be worse? He's going to get 50 stolen bases, right? But people are going to be busting out algorithms to try to figure out what game he's going to hit the 50th and where it's going to go. And they're going to be buying tickets there.
There's only 11 games left, so yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know, a lot, a bunch of money. Who knows anymore with the memorabilia business? That stuff is insane.
Who do you have as your loser of the week?
I had to go with, I don't know, I guess say fantasy owners or um, people that love high flying offense in the NFL. Listen to this, Gabe. In 2019, there was 105 touchdowns through the first, what are we, 2 weeks of the season. In 2020, 110, 21, 110, 2022, 105. These next two numbers are alarming. In 2023, 86, so down about 20 touchdowns. And in 2024, 69. So
Whoa.
you're down from 110 to 69.
Nice.
That is a dramatic fall off.
Passing touchdowns?
Passing touchdowns.
So what do we think the issue is?
Well, I mean, there's a bunch of different theories. Um, I go, I lean towards the theory of kind of what Tom Brady has been saying for the last couple of years. Um, the game has been really dumbed down for quarterbacks, and I think that's a result of how massively dumbed down it has been made in college. And then you've got like a different rule set in college that allows you to play a totally different offense than what the rules in the NFL allow you to play. And I don't think the young quarterbacks are prepared for it. And you've had the old guard who played in the old systems exclusively where you developed, you learned defenses, you learned like everything was run through the quarterback at the line of scrimmage and not signaled in from the sideline. Like those guys played that way in high school, college, and the pros, and they've all phased out now. And I think there's a big breakdown. Well, and let's be honest, and you've talked about offensive line play and quarterback play because of the the stark difference in how the game is played at the two different levels.
The RPO system's evil.
It's evil.
It's evil. It's ruining NFL Sundays.
It is.
Maybe that is what will force the NFL. Not enough points being scored in the NFL is what's going to make them
Hey,
change the illegal man downfield rule in college
I
and take away the RPO system.
I would not take that. I would not bet against that. The NFL, I mean, they've played on the like points bring revenue. I put people in the seats, have people watching like that's what people want to see. That's been their whole thing for years. That's why they constantly change the rules to make it easier in offense. But um, I would not, I would not take that away. I think that is a very strong possibility in that, which it needs to happen anyways. It is a stupid rule. It's credit to coaches for finding the loophole, but it's not that hard to say, oh, they found the loophole. Of course, you can't be downfield on a passing play. Let's change the rule. I mean, I think that that should happen. Will it? I have no idea.
I hope it does. We've talked about this a lot. Oh, I do have one other theory, and that's just defenses have caught up. That's kind of that's kind of the cycle of football.
Mm-hmm.
Offenses, they figure out something or they change what they're doing and then the defenses have to catch up. And I feel like the defenses have probably caught up to the analytics of throwing the ball more. They've gone with
Personnel
different
has
body
changed.
types
Yep.
at different positions to try to take away some of the passing game. And I think the next cycle is we're going to start seeing a lot more big personnel groupings for offenses, and we're going to see teams go power run game, and the defenses will adjust, and it'll just go back and forth. That's like the cycle of offense versus defense in football. I feel like that's how it goes.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, you've had a couple of teams that have kind of navigated like the big personnel stuff. San Francisco did it with Harbaugh, and they're doing it again now. Um, there's been a couple other teams that have done that, but league wide, you really haven't seen it. Because it's easier and more exciting and everything else to try and spread it out, throw it. So we'll see what happens.
Well,
Interesting.
it's easier and more exciting to spread it out and throw it. He's got a good quarterback.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
look at
Well,
some of these young quarterbacks that are showing. I mean, Bryce Young got benched.
yeah,
Bo Nix has looked not good. That
yeah.
answer, well, I dropped back and then threw it to the other team. Incredible answer. Amazing. But
I,
yeah,
oh,
you're seeing some of these young guys really, really struggle. So some teams may start saying, hey, let's hand that thing off a little more.
Right. I'd also say that it has to factor in at some point to some degree, like as they've collectively bargained a lot of things, the players do less and less football, you know, less less football practice, more walk through in jerseys and shorts. So I think that has to have some type of effect. And I'm not saying that you go back to three a days or anything stupid like that, but I think they've maybe touched the low end of what you can get away with and have good football.
Yeah, and then you got a lot of guys on offense not playing in the preseason.
Yep.
So they don't get that those kind of like tune up reps. So yeah, but it that is a really big drop off in passing touchdowns.
Dramatic drop off.
Let's
Yeah.
get to my winner and loser. But first, we know we've got some nicotine pouch lovers out there that listen, which is why we'd like to introduce y'all to our friends at Lucy. Go to lucy.co. That's lucy.co and use promo code breakdown at checkout for 20% off your first order. That's lucy.co and use promo code breakdown. Lucy's pouches come in a variety of strengths from 4 milligrams all the way up to 12 milligrams. Fours are all we need. Throw them in out on the golf course. I know there's some more hardcore people out there. Go order you some 12s. And they offer a variety of flavors, including classics like wintergreen and mint, but they also have got apple ice, espresso, and mango. And if pouches aren't your thing, Lucy's got gum as well. So why Lucy instead of Zen? Lucy delivers to your house. That's why. Easy choice. It's about the convenience, baby. And you can even set up a subscription to get your favorites delivered every 30 days. Go to lucy.co and use promo code breakdown for 20% off your first order. Lucy products are for adults of legal age, and every order is age verified. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Had one of my buddies try Lucy. He's a Zen guy. Had him try Lucy.
Yeah.
The actual quote: superior oral experience for
There you
Lucy.
go.
So yeah,
There you go.
go give
What
it
a
a try,
quote.
people. My winner of the week, Tua Tagovailoa, the NFL, probably both. Dolphins put him on IR, so he's going to miss at least the next 4 games. And the reason I have it as my winner of the week, like that situation, is I'm tired of hearing people tell another man what to do with his life. I'm sick of
Right.
it.
Yeah.
So I think it's best for all involved that at this moment in time that Tua kind of just disappears for a couple weeks so we can stop hearing people get up on a soapbox and tell another man what to do with his football career. I
Yeah.
It shocks me at how many people are comfortable telling him what is right for him to do. I don't understand it, Ted. Like I and listen, I don't want to see Tua get any more concussions. I don't think any of us do. But if he wants to continue to play and go out there and accept the risks that come with it, then fine. It's his choice, man. I'm not
Yeah.
telling this guy he needs to retire. I don't understand anyone that is. It's his choice.
Yeah. Well, there's this, in this industry, you have to have an opinion on everything, right? It's like, oh, he should do this. He needs to do that. This team, needs to, you have to have an opinion on everything. Um, I don't have an opinion on this one. I don't know. But here's the thing: the NFL never should have lied about long-term damage with concussions. Stops right there. We now know there's long-term damage with concussions, right? We've educated the players. They educate them whenever they get to the league. At that point, in my opinion, the league is out of it. It's up to each individual guy. There's a lot of money to be made. There's a lot of money to be made doing something that isn't even close to the riskiest job there is out there. I mean, there's a ton of jobs that are way more risky than this. So if he wants to keep playing, you are 100% right. That is on him. If he wants to retire, on him. Couldn't blame him.
His choice. I just can't stand the people. Oh, I can't watch Tua play. I'm too nervous. Like, what happens if he gets hit? Dude, it's his decision. He knows what he's signing up for.
Yep.
Get over yourself. So he just signed a 4-year, $212 million deal. If the guy wants to continue to play, I get it. And all these people are trying to figure out, oh, what's fully guaranteed? What's the injury guarantee look like? I think people are wasting their time. I think the guy's going to continue to play football
Yeah.
because he's making a lot of money and he wants to play and he knows the risks. He played every game last year and he was just fine.
Yeah.
Listen, I know that they've happened in prime time and that has kind of magnified things. I get
They've
that.
been loud. His concussions have been a big
They're
deal.
bad ones. There's
Yeah.
no doubt. They're bad ones. But it's his decision. Telling all these people say, "Oh man, you got to think of your family." Yeah, yeah, you don't. Yeah, he knows that. Leave the guy alone. Let him make his decision. Until then, the pride of Kansas State, Skylar Thompson, now the starter for the Dolphins.
Oh,
We'll
I
see.
mean, the real decision isn't necessarily, I mean, obviously Tua has a decision to make, whatever. The real decision though is the Dolphins. I if you forecast that this is like it's going to be a continual problem, you don't want to pay your quarterback what 50 some million, $53 million a year if he's not going to be available of all your games and increasingly maybe less and less. That's to me that's the real big decision is how do they navigate it?
Over the cap has been diving into the guarantees, and then what would the cap hit be if he didn't come back? How would the injury designation work? There's a lot going on there,
Big
but
formula. Yeah.
I think he's come back and play. Whether it makes someone uncomfortable or not to watch. I think he's gonna come back and play football, but we'll see. My loser of the week, Florida State. I'm not trying to pile on. It's season is not going well. 0-3 start, fresh off a loss to Memphis, which by the way, head man at Memphis, Ryan Silverfield, hell of a football coach. Silverfield was in Detroit. He was an assistant O-line coach when I was there. Love that guy. Love watching him have success. He's the best. But back to Florida State. 0-3. Could be staring 0-4 in the face with an undefeated Cal team coming to Tallahassee that has looked much better than people anticipated.
Yeah.
But the reason they're my loser of the week have you seen the renewed talks between Florida State and Clemson? But I'm focused on Florida State here. Have you seen this? Florida State talking to the ACC again?
I've seen a little bit. I have not gone in depth.
Here's what Florida State and Clemson want. They will allegedly, according to multiple reports, will drop their lawsuits against the conference if the ACC will give a bigger revenue share for schools that have the biggest brand valuations and the best TV ratings. It it doesn't sound that crazy, right? Unequal revenue sharing, and we'll see if this is something that happens. But I vividly remember their athletic director saying it should be based on success on the field,
Right.
conference championships, college football playoff appearances. What happened to that? Now
Pivot.
we're all about brand valuation.
Pivot. We're
What
pivoting to brand
I,
valuation.
I believe Michael Alford called it success initiatives back in 2023. Now we're
Uh,
talking brand valuation. What happened? Why would there be such a difference? What's
yeah.
going on? I'm confused.
Yeah.
The timing's funny. That's it. The timing of this is hilarious. Like
Well,
they stink And now they want it based on brand valuation and not how things are going on the field. The timing, it's just hilarious timing.
No, it is, and it's way easier to have that conversation when you're 15 and 0 and you're walking around with your chest out, right? It's like it's like Tennessee, and I'm sure you saw the 10% talent fee that's going on all their tickets.
Yeah.
Hey, do you think they would announce that if they were 0 and 3 like Florida State? No, probably not. Probably hold off on that one a little while. So th timing absolutely matters on all things. So that's funny.
Yeah. It is. It almost makes it look like they looked around at the SEC and the Big Ten and look at how their season go is going and call the ACC and say, "Hey, you know what? This isn't that bad. Let's talk. Let's talk. Let's get this figured. Let's get this figured out." I do think the TV ratings piece of it, like that's a really complicated formula.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of variables there, but I guess the grant of rights is part of this negotiation. I guess it could end as early as 2030 as part of this whole deal. So it's very, very interesting. But with how the season is going for Florida State, and they made this big stink, we're leaving the ACC. You guys are the worst. They've had such a bad start to the season. Now they're trying to stay in the ACC and change some of the things. It's just, it's funny.
Yeah, and I mean you're right. Like looking over at like the rankings and what is there like uh, what seven of the top eight or something are SEC teams, or is it six of the top seven are SEC teams? It's like, are you sure that's where you want to go right now? Maybe not. Maybe not.